Okay, I'm back and going to start next quest. Truth Imperfect. Feel no trace of Hephaestus' poison in your mind, and for a blessing it appears your body is none the worse for wear. Made my way here as soon as I could. I no longer sense Hephaestus, and the force assailing Pandaemonium's barriers has ceased. Are we rid of him for good and all? I see, despite his muddled senses, Erichthonios felt that to seal Hephaestus away was the proper course. It wasn't so noble as that. I only knew something had to be done, so I acted. La Habrea, was that how you dealt with Hephaestus in the past? Indeed, he was not but the parts of my memory and soul that I had cut away. A mass of ether without a material vessel, storing its essence within a crystal, was the most logical choice. On that matter, I believe the time has come for you to share the rest of your tale of Hephaestus' creation and Athena's end. I heard your words, but only vaguely, as if from under the surface of a deep pool. My mother wished to use me. I would hear the whole truth. I want to know what happened here and what drove Athena to act as she did. I'm ready. Athena's brilliance outshone us all. Even the other members of the Words of La Habrea were as children in comparison. So dedicated to research was she that it was not unheard of her to forget meals or even sleep. Her mind was ever grasping for knowledge, and it was in this endless search that she became obsessed with uncovering the secrets of life. You see, while we can conceive life in various forms, the means of creating a soul are beyond our ken. Similarly, though, we can enhance and alter our physical vessels. We have ever been bound to them. Whatever. Athena's purpose was to shatter these limitations. Such limitations as we were not meant to surpass, she thought to enter the realm of the gods. Scarce few have the ability to comprehend what such a task entails, let alone the courage to attempt it. For most, the thought would be an idle fantasy, considered once and then discarded. Not so for Athena. As leader of the Words of La Habrea, I spoke with her often about transcending our being. From an academic perspective, the challenge has plagued countless researchers through the ages. It was during these musings that I began to formulate a theory, a means by which a person could meld within a creation. The weakness of one would be mitigated by the strengths of the other, and the result could be something greater than we have ever imagined. Although it was but a theory, Athena insisted I develop it further. Curious about every detail along the way, our conversations became more frequent, and our platonic relationship grew into something much more. I take it I was born not soon after. Damn, Amassian dick must be huge. Just so, I believed she bore true affection for me and was blind to her hidden intentions. When Pandaemonium was built, she requested to lead the researchers. I saw no reason to deny her. Even setting aside our relationship, her accomplishments as a scholar made her the obvious choice. However, in giving her Pandaemonium, I also gave her free rein to conduct whatsoever experiments she could devise. And when you found out what she was doing, you killed her. I made haste to Pandaemonium the moment I learned of these hidden chambers. I left Agdistus to keep watch from Tartaros's vestibule, and I ventured deeper, knowing not what would await me. As for what occurred next, it's best to see with your own eyes. Is that me? You are well aware that out of respect for our neighbors in Elpis, the researchers of Pandaemonium are not to be masked. Yet you stand before me with your face covered. What petty defiance is this? What, indeed? So quick you are to rebuke me, though you yourself have not set foot in these halls since their inception. You must have known you could not conceal this from myself and Agdistis forever, as well you know that I cannot allow it to continue. I shall say this but once, release Erichthonios, else I shall have no choice but to strike you down. I would meet my end at the hands of none other, however, ere my time has come, I'll have you know the why of it. Then you will not desist? Once you understand what has driven me this far, you shall see that stopping was never an option. The feelings of one weigh little against the needs of the entire star. Of course, of that I am well aware, but you did not deign to descend from your lofty heights simply to lecture me as you would a child. You have an interest in my motivations, what possessed Athena, peerless researcher and mother to the son of the great La Habrea, to embark upon the path to her downfall. History will demand an answer, but it is you who deserves one. Give me your hand, La Habrea, and we shall know one another more deeply than ever. What? Before? Impossible, you bonded your souls. Aye, that the boundaries between us could cease to be, she offered me everything to be understood. I found myself unable to refuse. At that moment my mind was a storm of questions, yet one roared the loudest. Did Athena ever truly love me? Just kill the bitch. I am become thee, memory and mind. And I thee. Can you feel it? My heart, all that I am. Yes, as if it were my own. A fathomless desire to dissect the mysteries of life, to transcend our mortal flesh and bleed into a higher plane of existence. An unquenchable thirst for knowledge, not a single thought spared for another, for the star. How disappointing. Yet, what is known cannot be unknown. You have beheld my life's work. Try as you might to excise the memory, the seed of desire remains, and when it takes root, you too shall be consumed by the self-same fervor, or whatever. I will dig it out. I will dispense with the corruption in my soul ere your rotten insight spreads. 'Twas my weakness that let this wickedness fester, but never again today I cast aside fickle emotion and abide in duty alone. Oh, I can't even skip. Today I renounce all that I was and live only as La Habrea. I can't even skip. Thus did I forsake the part of myself that had been polluted by Athena, sealing it within a crystal. Never did I think I would one day face those memories made flesh. Forgive my bluntness, but your actions bordered on insanity. To go to such lengths to escape your memories, you nearly rewrote your very existence. Rest assured, the change did not go unnoticed by our colleagues in the convocation. Igiorm and Emmett Selk in particular made plain the suspicions they harbored. As they should have, that you escaped with your life was nothing short of a miracle. Why didn't you destroy the crystal then and there? Did you think that to one day make use of the knowledge it contained? I will not deny such considerations played into my decision, but my main motivation was fear. I had never attempted such a feat before. The crystal was my sole recourse should something go awry with the remainder of my soul. In hindsight, to cling to it was a mistake born of doubt. Athena must have anticipated that I would resort to such measures and prepared a vessel beforehand that would accept the dregs of my soul. Hephaestus doubtless believed he was performing his duty as a husband and father should, yet in truth he was but a puppet being pulled to and fro by Athena's desires. His goal was not to raise himself high, he thought only of seeing his dear Athena live again, that she might finish what she began. Yet for all that, he and I were alike. We yet shared a fatal flaw. You see, our need for control blinded us to other perspectives. While I was in thrall to Hephaestus, you called out to me, "What say you now? Does La Habrea speak true?" I mean, I believe him. Yes, and now it's your turn to do the same. He did promise. Yes, and now it's your turn to do the same. What does your heart tell you? Say yes, and now it's your turn to do the same. I just want to know one thing. Did you truly believe that hiding the truth was best for me? Maybe knowing how I felt about my mother. The La Habrea I know had a fatal flaw after all. I'm still not convinced. I have said all that I can say. Now it's for you to choose to believe me or not. The La Habrea I know holds duty above all else. I would sooner prostrate myself before an erupting volcano than place my fickle emotions in his path. When you return to the surface, you'll doubtless don that mask once more, so before we climb out of this forsaken pit, I suppose I should say, thank you, Hephaestus. Okay, but what's going on that we are still here for 4 more trials? I've heard enough. There is more I would yet discuss, but we should first return to Pandaemonium's gates. I'll gather my thoughts on the way. Man, you really just can't take me there. I owe you an apology, Cheese. It was due to my own inexperience that Hephaestus was so easily able to take hold of my mind. I also owe you thanks. If you and Themis hadn't chosen to brave the chaos occurring in Pandaemonium, then I would have never known La Habrea's story, my father's story. 'Twas a tale I too was fascinated to hear, how I very much look forward to speaking with Asma upon my return. Cannot help but wonder how much of this she foresaw. I'm afraid I cannot allow that, Oedipus. So long as you retain control of Pandaemonium, there is work to be done. But of course, I shall first free the remaining warders and restore this place to its former glory. Using the facilities in Tartaros, we should be able to reverse the changes made to their bodies and minds. I shall stay behind to oversee the process. That is well, but I must yet learn why I was considered the key to Hephaestus' experiments and how he intended to revive Athena. Such questions are best left unanswered. In fact, I forbid the pursuit of that knowledge. The boundary between man and creation shall never again be crossed. And I intend to destroy the crystal containing Hephaestus' essence, and that this mistake may never again repeats. See no reason to gainsay your judgment. There is yet the matter of your crystal, however. Truth be told, I had not considered its origin until I saw one containing Hephaestus' ether. I was struck by how wholly different they were. There is another. I'll watch it be Athena. Well, imbuing a crystal with memories is a simple process. Storing a message, a warning, even could be something altogether more complex. This also means that someone besides the present company and Asm was aware of the plot unfolding within Pandaemonium. Then why would they not make themselves known even now? No threats remain. It was what's her name? Perhaps it was one of the other warders. We shall question them after they are freed. I thought it was that one girl, but I don't think it was her. It was the, it's Athena. Probably. That task may take some time, a resource I'd rather not steal more of from you. Return at your leisure and we will share results then. You've done more than enough for the time being. I am of the same mind. Leave the loose ends to us and continue upon your journey. Or if you are so inclined, take a much needed repose. This talk of journeys smacks of Asm. As well it should. She has pledged to keep moving until she has seen every corner of the world. If you do find yourself with a spare moment, you might bring that crystal of yours to La Habrea. You may be able to offer further insight. Until then, my friend. I'm going to bring it back on a quest, and it's going to be some bullshit. Why, if it isn't Cheese, excuse me if I'm not my usual chipper self, but we have not been without our difficulties in your absence. You see, the communication with the airship Professor Claudian commissioned for his research was lost some time ago. Now we have quite lost track of where he might be. And to make matters worse, Nimgigi just sent word of an unusually large amount of energy coming from somewhere within the ethereal sea. I was just on my way to the atheoscope. In fact, please, you must come with me. The Pandaemonium. I wonder if Pandaemonium's done in the past now. Maybe Pandaemonium is here. What? What is that? Is it real? Why is it that whenever danger visits the world, you are never far behind? And you too, Professor Claudian's assistants, I take it. As you arrived before me, I take it you are involved in this. I would thank you to furnish me with an explanation. While the research summary you submitted to the forum gave us no cause for concern, these details are alarming. The professor's last message indicated he was on his way to Az's Law, but we know not whether he ever reached his destination. Excuse me. A rash endeavor, even for Claudian, but he has ever allowed the thrill of discovery to cloud his better judgment. We have no recourse but to entreat Ishgard's aid in searching for him. And for that unsightly fortress which materialized in the ethereal sea, Pandaemonium was it? It cannot be left alone. For the time being, information regarding this matter must be strictly controlled so as to minimize panic. We will gather those with knowledge of the ethereal sea and continue monitoring it for further You two submit a detailed report to the forum at once. At present, we have far more questions than answers. Nevertheless, I would ask for your assistance at such a time that our investigation has concluded. Very good. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must apprise the forum of what has occurred here. Well, get to writing on that, whatchamacallit. Just when we need him the most, Professor Claudian remains unaccounted for. He even brought the crystal with him. We are left with scarce few straws to grasp at. While I am but a lowly assistant, even I can see that our two current problems are likely related. The same party of phenomenon may be responsible for both. Conversely, I see now that my unexperienced imagination failed to do Pandaemonium's pitiless spire's justice. I can only wonder if the facility itself traversed the ages. Did the creations within do the same? What are the keywords? But answers to these questions shall come in time, I am sure. For now, I must do as Master Fichot asked and write that report. As for you, Cheese, pray get what rest your responsibilities will allow. When you next we call upon you, I wager we shall need you in prime condition. Whatever. What am I getting? Skill speed. Hey, it's me, I'm back. Eater of Souls. Ah, Cheese. Bitch, get out of my way. I have a feeling you would arrive soon. Urgent tidings always seem to carry you in their wake. After all, and Master Fichot recently sent word regarding his investigation. It seems he's uncovered information regarding Professor Claudian's whereabouts and the sudden appearance of Pandaemonium in the ethereal sea. We would do well to meet him with him at once. If you have no objections, I ask that you proceed to the whatever scope forthwith. I shall make the necessary arrangements and join you shortly. Okay, let me smoke the marijuana. MGG. Oh, my phone. Oh, why, man, DoorDash. Leave me alone. Oh, wait. The hell? I thank you for answering my summons with haste. Let us forego formalities and jump straight to the heart of the matter. Namely, the whereabouts of Professor Claudian, who has not been seen since his ill-advised journey to Azizlaw. Subsequent expedition discovered an airship in the vicinity of the Therica. Although the vessel clearly belonged to the professor, he was nowhere to be found. There were signs that someone, perhaps the man himself, had forced their way into the vicinity, so this trail was duly followed. However, the trail led nowhere. In the most literal sense, 'twas almost as if an entire sector of the facility had been wrested from existence. Further investigation confirmed the expedition party's suspicions. Nigh on an entire sector of Azizlaw has been teleported elsewhere. Teleported to where? We believe that its destination was none other than the Ethereal Sea. Here, were its elegant facilities reconstituted as the halls of Pandaemonium. To great success, as you can see. So that means Professor Claudian is in there, in that monstrous fortress. That is our leading theory. We are certain, though, enough at least, to risk sending you into its depths in search of the missing man. Yet, before we do, there is another pressing matter. While Pandaemonium may appear firmly sealed, an unknown entity was recently spied crawling forth from its gates. We observed its behavior with the atheoscope, and to our horror witnessed it gorging upon the surrounding aether like a ravenous beast. What? It must be stopped. The Ethereal Sea harbors the souls of the departed, just the wellspring from which all creatures are born. If its flow were disturbed, life itself might cease to be. Precisely, its safety must be our first priority. Rid us of this menace, cheese, then we will be at liberty to investigate what wicked machinations are afoot. This memory crystal was recovered from Claudian's airship. Take it with you. It may yet provide some insight into the enigma of Pandaemonium. Without Themis, there will be no army of phantom warriors. I realize you are more than capable in combat, but are you certain you'll be alright? As long as I'm free to focus on my foe, Themis isn't the only one who can summon our illusory allies. He isn't? Why, of course, I should have known someone of your talents would master even the ancients' arcane arts. Apologies for my failure of imagination. Stare. Once we are freed of the looming specter of Pandaemonium, you must promise to share your knowledge, for the sake of thorough reports, of course. In the meanwhile, I shall focus my efforts on providing you with what information and support I can. I shall gather researchers from the confluence to construct a means to convey you to your destination. The rest is in your hands. Ninth circle. Alright. And of course, start again when it pops. Penis. And that did not take long. I guess, you know, everyone doing it, new raid, getting their gear. So I think I'm going for the chest piece. I want to go for chest pieces. Gotta be careful about what I get. And honestly, I might just pass on everything that isn't a chess piece. Except on the last one, I'm gonna go for the weapon. If I can only get the weapon, I'm gonna go for a weapon. So. Three chest pieces and a weapon on the last one. I don't think I'm gonna beat this tonight though. I might do this one and then maybe the second one and maybe leave the 11 and 12 for tomorrow. Oh my god. Did he have an eye thing? I thought he had an eye thing for like a second.
Death brings me no peace. Such is my fate. My strength is without equal. Flames take you. My every breath is laced with magics. I find you.
Ow.
Wield such power as mine. Flames take you. This shouldn't kill you. Another fleeting diversion.
Always more killing to be done, and I'm always happy to oblige. Make it fun for me, eh? The first drops are always the sweetest.
God, I hate people who have the thing to, like, whenever they revive. happening. I don't know what that did.
Disturbed once again. Die! Ice binds you! Entertain me, my darlings! Flames take you! Ice binds you!
Oh, it hit me.
Kill you!
You take the fight till the dying begins. I'll leave you battered.
Last 10%. Did I die? I was staying. I was staying to kill. I think I died. The person kind of looks like Toasty. Oh, no smile nod. Player commendation, sure, healer. Okay, I want the armor. I'm gonna pass on everything else. Helm. And get it. I wonder if I should even do it that way or not. Excuse me, impressive work, Cheese. Their memories of your tenacity were not embellished in the slightest. Do not be alarmed. A proper introduction shall set your mind at ease. I am Athena, chief keyword of Pandaemonium, wife to La Habrea, and yeah, I already know. It is I who made Pandaemonium anew in the underworld. In a manner of speaking, I am the source of all your recent troubles. I must say, I did not imagine I would meet you in this age, a slight miscalculation, but perhaps a fortunate one, for your deeds in the past have left quite an impression on me. I understand you have reason to be wary, but I assure you there is no need. I know not what La Habrea has told you of me, but all that I have done out of sincere scientific curiosity. That appetite yet remains, even after my rebirth. Conflict is the furthest thing from my mind, and I ask that you at least hear me out before brandishing your weapon. No, just bring out the weapon, man. Give Claudian back. So you have no intention of halting your research. I have not endured this long journey to let my dream of godhood go unrealized. The souls of the ethereal sea and the man you call Claudian are indispensable to my work. Worry not, for I treat all my tools with care, especially those with which I will grasp godhood. You are as stubborn as La Habrea, I see. Although I speak in earnest, you refuse to hear the meaning of my words. Perhaps you would better be served by a different teacher. Luckily, you already possess the tools I require to make one for you. Yes, that crystal teems with memories. Memories of two souls you know quite well, La Habrea and Erichthonios. I shall stitch them into fabric of two errant souls, that with their help you may come to see clearly. Where are we? Surely these two have much to tell you of me, and I would have you listen. Perhaps then you shall better understand me, my desire for godhood. There is another, but their soul is proven difficult to work with. However, with these memories, I may very well manage to weave together something presentable. You have a place in my plans. I do hope that in time you can come to realize that cooperation is the best path forward. Oh, God. I have little understanding of where we are, yet somehow I am unsurprised to find you here. At present, I have more questions than answers. Perhaps you can help me address this inequity. There's somewhere we can speak without fear of interruption. I don't know how long it's been, Cheese, but it's good as ever to see your face. Would that it were under more conventional circumstances. Just where are we, and what events have led to this unexpected reunion? Ah yes, I remember you telling us about this memory crystal. To think that it contained our memories. This is a lot to take in, not least of all the fact that you hail from the future. I searched for you after a time but could find no trace. Now I know why. Whoops. Our age has had its share of surprises, if my memories are to be believed. The supposedly World-ending final days came upon us, yet here we are, in a future where you, at least, exist. Do we overcome the despair that befalls us? Do we find a way to live on? Questions without simple answers, it seems. Let us take heart that life endured in some form. As but memories, we may never have the luxury of the larger picture. Regardless, now that has come to pass, this future must be protected from Athena's scheming. Let this conviction guide our every action. Agreed, but as memories give in fleeting form, we are bereft of any physical or magical talents. We cannot aid Cheese in battle. Nay, Athena meant us to speak and nothing more. But though we may be tools, we need not be slaves to her whims. We will tear ourselves from her grasp and shatter her ambitions. I most wonder how she knew our history with Cheese. Likely she possessed some means by which to observe events within Pandaemonium, either while they were occurring or after the fact. Regardless, her knowledge far exceeds our own. Our shortcoming we must remedy at once. We would do well to learn more of the Pandaemonium now dominating the landscape of souls. Cheese's colleagues will doubtless prove to be of value in that respect. I'll do determination. I'm pretty sure I haven't taken that one yet. Pandaemonium awakens. Why do your companions hesitate to approach? We may be unusual visitors, but time is of the essence. Bring them here. Although you may be but a confluence memory, it is an honor to meet the personages I've only read of in Cheese's reports. As a researcher, this is beyond exciting, but I admit to no small measure of fear as well. I know what you mean. I can scarcely stop my legs from shaking. We're powerless to do aught but speak. I see no reason why you should be afraid. It isn't my life I fear for. I only fear that I might not have the chance to ask you all the questions now burning a hole in my mind. We stand before two of the ancients who hold priceless knowledge beyond the ken of any of our peers. But what purpose does fear serve if not to be confronted and conquered? To that end, we shall share with you our records, and perhaps together we can find a thread which will lead us safely out of this conundrum. Information shall be our most precious resource, for that is the only weapon we can wield in these forms. Our memories are at your complete disposal. We can start with Athena, whose thirst for discovery would see all life consumed. Her desires haven't changed, still she seeks to transcend her mortal existence so that she might unravel the mysteries of life. She would become a god. A nebulous concept, but Athena has her own ideas on what divinity entailed. In her mind, a god can create souls at will. Thus she chose the underworld, or the ethereal sea, as it is known in this age, as the staging ground for her final experiments. Here lies a practically bottomless well of ether. Even if it means stemming the flow of life itself, she intends to continue her work. She thinks of nothing else. We caught a glimpse of Athena as we came into this world. Her smile, her voice, they were just as I remember. Without even realizing it, I found myself feeling an affection for her. Don't look at me as like I've gone mad. I'm not asking you to join her side. I know the true Eric Thonios would never want that, but these emotions remain in memory if nowhere else. We shall remain here to compile what information we can. You must infiltrate Pandaemonium and seek out Athena. I would ask that you leave the memory crystal with us. It may hold secrets which have yet to be unveiled. All that's left is to cross that menacing threshold. Shall we take a closer look? I have one question for you. Does the word Orosite mean aught to you? Orosite? Well, yes, there are a few records of his existence. It mainly makes appearances in the legends of Evelus or whatever, and tales concerning the Asian Lahat. Well, in tales concerning an entity known as an Asian, this personage is associated with Black Orosite, known as the Heart Sabik, the source of considerable power. I see. So time has not buried it. The fucking eerie music and then the quest accepted fucking thing. From the outside, Pandaemonium looks no different than it does in the past. However, there's no guarantee that the inside will be familiar. You would do well to secure the area near the entrance first. Once it has been cleared of threats, La Brea and I can approach, and we shall begin our exploration of the interior. The portal should convey you to Pandaemonium's gates. I hardly need to tell you to keep your weapon at the ready. I knew you would come. Oh god, I hate her. Oh, is it Elidibus? Oh, it is. Never lost faith that we would meet again. I told you as much, did I not? I understand you may be confused. I was too, at first. You see, I am not the true Themis. I was made by Athena, molded from one of the many souls at her disposal. I'm only an illusion built from memory, no more real than La Brea or Erechthonios. Even so, I believe I have a grasp on the situation. This is the distant future. A future where Athena lives once more, although the means of her rebirth are yet beyond me. You are here to stop her. Have I the right of it so far? Very good. I would be disappointed if you do not rise to her challenge. Although I am sorry to say that I cannot aid you, my creator has tampered with my essence, and I am oddly inclined to act in her interests. Can do not but offer you words of warning. We will fight, and it cannot be avoided. Oh. There's no need for that pained expression. Remember, I am but an illusion, nothing worth shedding tears over. I feel terrible if I had to trounce Elidibus again, ... Free you, just free to whatever. I would feel terrible if I had to trounce Elidibus again. I know not what is in your mind, but I must stress once again that I cannot defy the urge to stand against you. Athena's hold over me is unyielding. Still, I would ask that you listen carefully to the advice I offer you now. Athena has prepared a new vessel to replace Erechthonios so that she may become a god. By gathering the souls readily available in this sea of ether, she tempers her own essence. Yet the souls are faint, diffused. She doubts whether they are sufficient for her goals, so she has turned her gaze to you. Despite your thin ether, you manage to lay Hephaestus low, and Athena would know the secret of your strength. To that end, she has prepared an experiment for her observation. Fight for your life against Athena's creation, and doing so give her the knowledge she desires. Am I fighting Aetherus? Or not Aetherus, Elidibus, or that thing? What's happening? Athena has made her move. We must find a way to reach her, or all is lost. We can do little, but hope for Cheese's success. I hope this fight isn't going to be in like black and white. Oh, there's some color, thank God. Just the background. Pandaemonium, once amassed of life with a stone, now imbued with the soul. Athena has grown much since her death at La Habrea's hand. Although the souls she creates are imperfect, they act with absolute obedience. I know you shall cut your way through this monster as you have so many others. Then you shall come before me. Do not hesitate to do what you must, for that is the only way to stop Athena. Number 10. Alright. I think I'm going to end the video here. So, thank you to whoever may be watching. And have a good night and all that shit and penis.